You already know what to do. That's the strange part. Most people watching this aren't stuck because they lack knowledge. You've read the books, you've listened to the podcasts, you've watched the videos. You've had moments, clear moments, when you said to yourself, I know what I need to do. Eat better, move more, speak honestly, make the call, set the boundary, start the thing. You know, and yet nothing changes. Or if it does, it changes for a moment, then quietly slides back to where it was. Stay with me here. Because this is where most people get frustrated and start blaming circumstances, when the real answer is much closer than they think. And if knowing isn't the problem, then what is? Because knowledge feels powerful. It gives you clarity, direction, confidence, at least for a moment. But knowledge alone doesn't create movement. Action does. And action is where things get uncomfortable. Because the moment you move, you expose yourself. You risk failure. You risk embarrassment. You risk being seen trying and possibly falling short. Most people don't avoid change because they don't understand what to do. They avoid change because action makes things real. And reality removes excuses. That's why people collect knowledge, but delay action. Because learning feels safe. Doing feels dangerous. And this part matters. Because once you see this clearly, you stop blaming confusion and start recognizing hesitation. And hesitation almost always leads to the same place: comfort. Comfort feels harmless, even earned. After all, life is hard. Stress is real. Fatigue builds, so comfort becomes the reward, the escape, the safe place. But comfort has a hidden cost. Not immediately, not dramatically, but quietly, slowly. Comfort convinces you that tomorrow is always available, that you can start later, that you can change when conditions improve. But tomorrow has a strange habit. It keeps moving. And most people don't stay stuck because life defeated them. They stay stuck because comfort negotiated with them until movement became optional. And this is where many people pause the video, because this part starts to feel personal. But stay with me, because the next step is where things begin to shift. At some point, every person who grows faces a quiet moment of honesty. Not public, not dramatic, private. Where they realize, I am not stuck because I can't. I'm stuck because I haven't. And that realization can sting. Not because it shames you, but because it removes the illusion that change is impossible. And once impossibility disappears, responsibility appears. Not blame, responsibility. The ability to respond. And this is where growth truly begins. Not when motivation spikes, not when inspiration hits, but when honesty becomes unavoidable. And if this is hitting you right now, don't rush past it. This moment right here is where awareness begins. And once awareness begins, movement becomes possible. It's not easy, but possible. Because now the problem is visible, not mysterious, not confusing, visible. And when something becomes visible, it becomes workable. So here's the moment that changes everything. You stop asking, why am I stuck? And you start asking, what am I avoiding? Because the answer to that question almost always reveals the path. It's not a perfect path. It's definitely not an easy path, but a real one. So here it is. Do the next small thing you already know you should do. Not everything, not perfectly, just the next thing. Because progress is rarely dramatic. It's usually quiet, small, repeated, and consistent. And this is where many people misunderstand growth. They expect transformation to feel powerful and inspiring all the time. But most real change feels ordinary, sometimes uncomfortable, sometimes slow, sometimes unnoticed, until one day you realize you're no longer where you used to be. And not because of one massive decision, but because of many small ones. Repeat it, even when you didn't feel like it. And this part matters more than motivation ever will. Consistency beats inspiration every time. Before you move on, just sit with this for a moment. Not everything changes overnight, but something shifts the moment honesty replaces avoidance. If something in this video made you pause, made you reflect, or made you uncomfortable in a useful way, that's not resistance. That's awareness beginning. And awareness is where movement starts. Stay curious, stay honest, and keep moving forward. I'll see you next time.